everyone, I'm Claire and this is my vlog Loves Red Sews. So welcome back if you are an existing subscriber and welcome if you are new. So I am popping on today as a bit of an impromptu vlog. So this is for the Busy Bees sewing challenge. So if you've been following my YouTube channel, you will know that I have been participating in the Busy Bees sewing challenge, which is run over 3 months, and it is being run by Sam, Sequin Girly, and also Christine, the Gemini Stitches. And we have already completed challenge 1, which was the pattern challenge, and we are now into month 2 for the month of August, which is the refashion challenge. So this is a 3-month challenge, as I mentioned, and it is loosely based on the challenges that the bees participate in on the sewing bee. So this challenge number 2, is all about refashioning. Sometimes they get given random items to make things from, or they're using items that have been sourced from charity shops. Sometimes it's very random items. I mean, I think one of the challenges they had kind of sort of party bits and pieces, like tablecloths and streamers and little banners and things like that, and they had to make garments from. We have been sent a list of all of the different challenges to choose from for this, so I will pop a photo up here of the list of the challenges, and basically we have been told that we could choose from any of those challenges what we decide to do. So I had a look through, and I have also I've also got a few bits and pieces that I'd previously picked up either in charity shops, or I've got a couple of garments that don't fit me anymore, and I was wondering if I could kind of refashion those. So I'll quickly show you those items. However, they're not items that I don't think I'm going to be using now. So first of all, I've got this item, which is a skirt. So this is an item actually that I picked up off of Vinted. Now it's just a long skirt with a ruffle on the bottom of it. And to be honest, when I picked this up, it turned up and I didn't like it quite as much as I thought I would, and I don't think it's that flattering on me. So I was wondering if I could kind of refashion that into something else. And I've also got a dress here which a few people might recognise. So this was quite popular a couple of years ago. From it's actually a supermarket purchase, and I think a lot of people bought it. So it's kind of like one of these peasant style dresses. It's quite long, and it's got quite a long sort of skirt piece, and I actually really love this, but it sadly doesn't fit me anymore. So I was wondering if I could refashion that into something. However, neither of those kind of fitted into the challenge requirements. And I also picked up a couple of bits at a charity shop recently. So I picked up this dress, which sadly, when I went to the till, actually had a hole in the front of it, which I hadn't noticed when I picked it up and when I was sort of paying for it. But the lady at the till noticed it, and she said, "Oh, we can't sell you that dress anymore because it's got a hole in it." But she said, if you're a seamstress, then maybe you could, use it for something else. And I said, well, funnily enough, I am. So she actually gave that dress to me for free, and I was wondering if I could sort of utilise that. But again, I don't really have anything to go with it, and as you can see, none of these items really go very well together. I mean, I will refashion it at some point, all of these things I think, but just not for this challenge. And then the other option again was another dress that I picked up from a charity shop, which is really nice, but sadly it's just a little bit too big for me. So I was kind of thinking, can I utilise any of those? But they don't really fit into the criteria of the challenge, and I'd have to purchase more items to go with them from a charity shop to kind of make it sort of fit into the challenge. So I thought, okay, so those items aren't going to be any good. So I had another look through the list to see what kind of stood out for me, and I think out of all of the items, I quite liked the idea of number 5, which is to turn 2 men's checked shirts into a garment. So at the weekend just gone, I was in our local town because I had to pop to the opticians. So while I was there, I decided to pop into one of the charity shops, just have a quick look and see if there was anything in there that would kind of fit into that criteria. And lo and behold, there was actually a few shirts in the men's section which I thought looked really nice and go well together. So I'm just going to share those with you now and then talk about my thoughts around the plans for these. So the first shirt I've got here is this one. So it's a short sleeve shirt. It's actually really soft. I think it doesn't feel that used, so it seems like it's relatively new. It's actually a J Crew shirt. I've already taken the charity shop labels out of these, so if you're wondering, I definitely did buy these from the charity shop at the weekend, but the labels have already been removed. So I really like the colours in this. And it's got a really nice kind of feel to it, and this is a size large, so I think I've got a good amount of fabric there to play with. So I noticed that one first of all, and then I saw this one, and it had sort of similar colours, but obviously it's a different kind of check. So I'll just put both of them up together to show you. So I think these actually go quite well together. They've got very similar colours in them, so it's that kind of pinky red and the blue, and this one obviously has a little bit of white in it as well. I don't recognise that make, but that is a medium shirt, so again I think there is a fair amount of fabric there. And then I actually picked up a third shirt while I was there. So this one isn't checked, but I think this one also goes really well with the other two, and so I was kind of thinking I might be able to use some elements of this, and it is this shirt. So I'll just bring it up a little bit closer so that you can see. It's got a little bit of detail, and as you can see, has also got that kind of red colour in it, obviously predominantly this bluey purpley sort of colour, and white. So I think that those 3 shirts actually all go really well together. So yeah, let me know what you think, but I'm really quite keen to use all 3 of these to make my garment. So what are my plans? So I had a little look through my patterns. I was trying to decide what type of garment to make, and my initial thought was a dress, but even though I've got 3 shirts, I was a little bit worried that maybe I wouldn't quite have enough fabric to make a dress. I'm not sure. Skirts I don't tend to wear a huge amount of, and I'm always in need of sort of tops. So basically I've kind of settled on refashioning these into another top. So my plan is to actually kind of almost cut them up and reuse the fabric, and reuse kind of elements of all of them together to make another garment. So that's kind of the way that I'm going with this. So I have actually, I've gone through all of my patterns, tried to have a little think about what patterns I think will work well with all of these fabrics. So I've got a little list of 4 patterns, and I was kind of hoping that I might get a little bit of help from you guys, and let me know what you think would go quite well with these garments. As I'm talking about the patterns, I will pop an image of them up here so that you can see, and then maybe at the end you could let me know in the comments below what you think your favourite would be. So The first pattern I thought of was the Fleur blouse by Fabric Godmother. So I think that has got some really nice, I obviously made it before, and that's got some really nice style details, but I think I could incorporate all of these into. So I was thinking like potentially using, say, this shirt for the main bodice part, and then using something like this for the peplum ruffle around the bottom, and then possibly using this for the ties or something like that, and maybe even so the bodice could be in one, the sleeves in another, so that there's various ways that I can kind of use those on that pattern. So that's kind of quite high up on my list. I have made the pattern before, so I know that it fits and it's not too difficult to make. So that is kind of sort of top of my list at the moment, actually, but I'll definitely be interested to hear your thoughts on it. Another pattern I have got in my stash now, I haven't made this yet, so it is one that I would probably have to have a little think about for sizing and stuff, but it's the Raider blouse by Maswick Patterns. So again, I'll pop a picture up in here. As you can see, it's got quite unusual style lines, and there's definitely some options that I could use elements of all of these shirts in that to showcase some of the colours together. So that is option number 2. Option number 3 is the Paddington top by Peppermint magazine. So again, I've made this pattern before, and this one actually has buttons down the back of it, so which is quite interesting. And sorry if you can hear a funny noise in the background, it's my dog. He's fast asleep and he's dreaming, so he's making some funny noises, so apologies for that if you're wondering what that noise is. So yeah, the Paddington top, as I was saying, I have made this before, and it's got buttons that run down the back, but when I made it, I kind of made the buttons like faux, so they're there just more for show, and the top you can easily throw on over your head. It's got nice poofy sleeves, so I was thinking that I could possibly use the button detail from one of the shirts on the back. I mean, this one's got quite interesting sort of designs, because the button placket and the collar and the under collar has got sort of a different pattern on it, so I could even sort of utilise something like that, or I could possibly utilise the button placket and change the buttons for something completely different that kind of match in. So that is another option. And then my last option is the Botano button up shirt by Friday Pattern Company. Now I know it's probably the closest match to these actual shirts, so it is a shirt. So I wasn't even sure if I should put that on the list, to be honest, because it's quite close in look to the shirts that I've picked up, and the idea is that you make something sort of different to the garments that you're using. So yeah, I don't know if that particular pattern is the best idea, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you have a favourite garment from the items that I've shared? Do you have any other pattern suggestions that you think would be good, or any other kind of thoughts on what I should make with these? So as I mentioned, I'm at a sewing retreat this weekend, so my plan is to actually start this project when I'm back, and the reveal date for this particular challenge is the end of August, so it's Wednesday the 28th of August. So I think I'll have a little bit of time once I'm back from my sewing retreat to actually get the garment kind of started and made up. So I'll have a good couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, to get that sort of done. So I think that will be good. Yeah, look out for the reveal vlog at the end of August, and obviously comment below if you've got any other suggestions, or let me know what pattern you like best from the list that I provided. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this reveal vlog, and I shall catch up with you again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.